all right. Hey, hello, everybody. Let me know if you can hear me. This is actually my first ever stream on my brand new laptop. Whoa. So, I tried to make sure all the audio is good. It looks like I'm coming through. I hope I'm coming through. So let me know once again. But I'm just going to continue to do the normal intro until someone tells me otherwise. So welcome back, everybody, to the Slice of Shonen podcast. I am your host on the boat, Sailor. And we got a lot of things to talk about, as always. And of course, it's not just me. Oh, Kazemaru, I'm able to catch you guys today. Welcome. Hello, Lexton, as well. You got Ty in chat. Oh, hell yeah. Of course, I am not by myself. I have come with my ensemble of excellence. So let me go down the list. Oh my God, my shortcuts are in a completely fucked up order. I gotta fix that after the stream. Okay, so we have the Cookin' Taco. We have the Ty, who's also in chat. We have the Sky Cadet 13, still rocking the admin privileges. He put them to good use, apparently. I wasn't there for that arc, but it was crazy. We have the me. Hey, how's it going? We have the Silver, and of course, we have the Zenith Annie Manga, who just put out a lovely video. You should go check it out and go get his sponsor. My boy was sponsored, ladies and gentlemen. Can we get a round of applause? Do we have a round of applause soundboard? Let me see. Do we have something?
I don't think we can.
Do we?
We do.
We have like a golf clap. That's about it. But I don't think that's impactful enough. So everybody at home right now, clap it up for Zenith. Zenith got a sponsor in his video. Go check that shit out. As always, link is down below in the description. We have arrived 10 minutes late. Cap, it was only 6 minutes. So, hello, by the way, Sleeping Danger. Hello, Otto. Hello, everybody else watching at home. And if you're watching after the fact, shout out to you as well. We appreciate it. Fellas, oh my gosh, I just remembered. I haven't done this in so long. If you would like to help out the stream, you can send a donation down below. If not, you don't feel like doing that, that's totally fine. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, because time is money, and we appreciate you spending it with us. Fellas, is there anything you'd like to say to the people before we get started?
Baba Booey.
True. I'm surprised you...
it quite nicely.
Yeah, I mean, I
Now-
think that really just to even
Hold on now, wait a minute.
Like that covered it.
I'm a little disappointed. Ty, this is your first podcast post Blue Beetle. You don't want to talk to us about that? You don't want to say anything about that?
So in case you people don't know, Blue Beetle and Barbie made a combined $1.3 billion. So go ahead and respect on my king, on my boy's name.
Now, Ty, I saw that and I was curious. How much of that's Blue Beetle?
60 million.
The most of it.
I don't think Blue Beetle's crossed 100 million yet.
Hey, don't worry about it.
Get on it. If you haven't watched Blue Beetle yet, get on it. It's actually really
I liked
Yeah,
it. I
man.
thought it was fun.
Shouts out to Blue
Yeah,
Beetle.
see it.
Check that movie out if you haven't already. Definitely. But anyway, fellas, we're going to dive right in.
Out to Otto Angelic in the comments. He watched my video and he swears, I tell you, that all of his acne and debt disappeared and that he has endorsed the video. Now, look, I can't legally promise anything. I'm just saying that miracles shall be done upon you if you watch the video.
That is so
You should
fucking
probably
true.
You should probably watch Blue Beetle next.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess you just want that, you cancel that shit out. Like, sure, you can.
Now, hold on. Now, wait a minute.
You know where you live.
It's not enough that I lift myself up. Others must be brought down.
Hey, man. Hey, man. Listen, we're going to enjoy the Zenith sponsor box while watching Blue Beetle for the 100th time, baby. We're about to bring everybody up.
Zenith, put some respect. Me and Sky were the ones that gave you that Kit Kat fact in the video.
That's true.
Damn.
That's true.
Exactly. Now, do me a favor and watch Blue Beetle.
Okay.
Thank you.
When is Blue Beetle replacing Asta in the artwork? I don't know, man. We may have to get on it. We may have to consult our scientists.
Now.
Without it, so
We may have to consult our scientists. We'll get back to you. But anyway, fellas, are we ready to start up on the podcast? Oh my god, I just dropped my pencil. Fuck.
it's
All right,
the worst
I'm
thing
ready.
that ever happened to him.
How are
I-
you using a pencil?
Hold
What are you
on.
doing?
Hey, so all right. So
Right shit.
this is a transition right here. So we're gonna transition into the new My Hero Academia chapter 398 chapter. Now, the reason why I use this as a transition is because I use this pencil to write down the timestamps when we talk about things, so I can add the timestamps after the podcast, so people who listen after the podcast can just jump around. Maybe you don't like MHA, maybe you don't like JJK. You just want to skip around and hear us talk about a certain series. So there you go. That's the reason why I write it down.
Great fact.
That makes total
Facts.
sense. Why don't you just type it?
Yeah, that's what we were
Because-
wondering. I knew it was
because-
for.
Oi!
Yeah.
My mother gave me she gave me I'll turn my audio down now, chat, sorry. My mother gave me like a little notebook thing, so I'm just putting it to work now. That's all.
Oh, he's flashbacking right now. He's giving us backstory.
That's literally all it is.
He's trauma dumping.
my mom gave me a notebook, and that's it. I'm almost out of paper space now. I've been writing in this since the very first podcast, by the way. We're up to 82.
Was it like
Oh,
like,
damn,
themed, or is it
never
just
mind. Never mind. That's nostalgic. Then what the fuck?
is it like themed, or is it just like a normal notebook? And if so, what color?
It's a thin one. It's yellow. Chat, let me know if my audio is better, by the way. Sorry if I got loud. I'm trying to set
That
all
was
this
pretty
audio shit
loud.
myself. What? Well,
You
damn,
scared
why
me
did
when you dropped
nobody
your
say
pencil.
anything? God, y'all gonna let me...
Yeah.
All right,
Sure,
well,
have-
whatever. I was about to say,
Well, it's probably because right now I got my new headphones, so it's coming right in my ear, so it's louder than normal.
all right, well, whatever. Chat, like I said, let me know if I'm okay now. But anyway, let's move into this chapter. MHA, what do we think about it, fellas? Let us know.
I like it.
Okay. Like it. I think
Solid
it's
chapter.
really good.
I'm a
I
hater.
like the part where he injected him with acid.
I also
the
like
real
the
thing.
part where support gear is just better than some quirks we've seen in the series.
Yeah.
That was very
Fucking
good.
Injected him with acid, bro.
That shit was
Mega ultra
insane.
hater.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
know,
Listen,
mean.
I
Dude.
don't very much like this. I think this fight is cool. That's about it. I mean, I can get into it later, but I want y'all to talk about why you like it.
I mean, I also like the fight, but I really thought this was just like a great chapter just for All Might. I like being able to flash back and just see how he got his start, or what's driving him. Like we've seen a lot of it before, of course, but it's like seeing it just how that state of mind has always been there for him. Like about how he's put himself in this role of wanting to help people because that's what brings him genuine joy. And I just thought it was really cool to see.
It's also very neat to see this period of time when it was like the Dark Age, especially that one shot where it's them talking and you just see like the destroyed buildings and fucking spears
Yeah.
sticking out of the ground, where it's like, oh yeah, things were bad.
Uh,
It was
This
like
was
it's
a
really
very-
easy. Sorry.
this flashback felt very Superman to me, and I liked it.
Really?
Yes.
I suppose that makes sense considering who All Might is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just I mean, this goes into a lot of what I was saying, saying last week about the whole tragedy of All Might as a character and this situation. And it's really encapsulated with what he's put on himself, because I think with this chapter, we can this chapter puts a lot of things into perspective. Like, we always knew that, for example, Nana Shimura was like a mother figure to him, But now, like, just straight up confirmation that he's basically an orphan makes that a lot sadder. The fact that he took on the quirk, One for All, believing that otherwise he serves basically no purpose.
You should kill yourself now.
It's like, that's really sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what? It's time. I'ma just be a hater. I'm not waiting anymore.
All right.
So
Go for it.
All right, fine.
I'm just gonna be a hater. So, like I said, I think the fight was cool. I think getting All Might's backstory, really nice. I like that. It's time for me to hate. So I don't like this for a few reasons. One is for what I feel like it does for All Might as a character. So we talked about it, being like him being more so of a tragic character, and I agree. But I feel like that tragedy was kind of being washed away with Act 3. Because if we take it back to All Might after his fall in Kamino, where All Might had to live in a world that he helped create and realize, like, damn, this is kind of ass. And he had to sit on the sidelines, and he just had to sit back and watch as shit went really, really bad. And he was wondering, like, man, like, I wish there was more I could do. Like, what should I do? And he was told by other characters, like, just live, bro. Be there for these people, because that's what'll push them on. And then this ultimately comes to a head in Villain Hunt, where All Might wasn't able to be there for Deku, despite the fact that we have a suit keeping up with Prime AFO. I guess I'll be sad in the rain because I'm totally powerless. But anyway, All Might is sitting back and he's like, I fucking failed. The one thing that I wanted to do was be there for my student, and I couldn't do that. And then Stain tells him, like, yo, bro, this isn't who All Might is. All Might is someone who, no matter what, if it's good or bad, he is there for you with a smile on you, or a smile on his face, rather, and he's there to lend you a helping hand. Your power, your strength, cool, bro. Nobody gives a shit. None of that is what makes you who you are. What makes you so special is you. Simply just being who you are, being there to help people just because they look like they needed help. That's what makes you a hero. And All Might sort of took that like, yeah, you know what? This nigga's kind of cooking for real. So he took that and he was wondering, like, he started helping out in different ways around like the class and helping out come up with plans and the war and all that stuff, pretty much coming up with new ways to help people. And to me, it's not shocking that this arc came to a head in Act 3, where Act 3 as a whole has been about like, yo, there are different ways that you can save people. And we are shown like all like the hero course saves people through, you know, obviously saving people. The support course makes support tools. The general studies course records shit for World Star, you know, like whatever. But you have All Might, whose arc is like, yeah, you know what? I can help people out outside of the battlefield. And the conclusion is, honey, where's my super suit? And that to me is kind of lame. It's kind of lame.
Okay, hold on a minute.
But hey,
I don't think that really
I'm not done. I'm not done cooking.
He ain't done, man.
I'm not done cooking. Right. So,
man,
okay.
Burn the food.
Okay, right? All Might has the suit. Fine. Why didn't All Might just leave to go to the battlefield sooner? I get it. You don't want to tell people that you have this suit, because logically, they'd be like, yo, bro, that ain't for you, you know? Logically, people wouldn't have that. I went back, and I looked, and I wanted to see, like, how did All Might even get to this battlefield? Because I genuinely forgot. All Might just got up and left. He literally just got up, walked out, and Tsukachi was like, yo, bro, where are you going? And he was like, oh, I'm going to help people out. And he was just like, oh, well, how are you going to do that? And then he just left. No resistance whatsoever. So I feel like, honestly, the fact that All Might could have left whenever he wanted to with no resistance, and it's in All Might's character to help people no matter what, the fact that he only got up to go fight Prime AFO kind of does not make him look very good. Like, Bakugo getting his shit rocked did not move you? These kids being sent off to war did not move you? None of this shit moved you. You just had this suit, you could have joined the fight whenever, and you just decided until now. I think that's kind of lame. And I'm sure...
I mean, now, hold on.
Go
You're bringing
ahead.
that up like that's like a big point, but that's a counterpoint I brought up last week and agreed with. Like, you're not going to get resistance on that part. I
know
all
I'm
three
not.
didn't
I
go to
think that's
Elbaki.
He's not arguing against you. He's just sharing what he does.
I'm just sharing.
I
I'm
get
not
that, but
arguing
it's like,
against your
man,
points.
I mean, you're bringing it up like it's no, it's like I agree with you. You're not gonna get a fight on that. Like, I agree with that part.
He's just sharing his
That's
opinion.
fine. See, I understand. That's fine.
Right.
That's okay. I just don't think that these chapters are as good for All Might's character as everybody else. That's it. I think the fight is great. I think it's pretty cool. I just don't think it's as great for All Might as everyone else. That's just me.
I'm
Fair enough.
No, I agree
Yeah,
with you,
you-
Sailor. Actually, I'm fully on your side because I think the fight looks cool, but like I think this is kind of I don't really like it that much, like based on what you've been bringing up, because like it does feel a bit wishy-washy to me.
No,
I mean, we'll see
disagree with it.
we'll see how
Like,
it concludes. I think the conclusion could help.
I think it
But,
could too.
yeah.
I think I'll still have my problems, obviously, but it like so much of this fight hinges on how it ends. Like so much of this fight hinges on that. Which I imagine we're gonna be going. Like, I don't think it's. Do you guys think the fight is ending soon, or do you guys think we're gonna get a few more chapters?
Like, I think it's
I
ending.
think so.
I think it has no more than like 2 chapters left. That's
Okay.
I
probably
agree,
ending
but-
next chapter.
But okay, like
Okay.
back on All Might.
fighting over to
But no, back on All Might. I gotta say, I don't really agree on all that. I mean, I don't think this is much of a character disparage against him as most people, you guys are making it out to be. Yeah, okay, yeah, he had the suit, but I don't think that just really means he could have just joined at any time. And because like his body's still fucked up, like the suit's only gonna get you so far, so he had to have this thing in storage just for a very specific thing, which is gonna have to be All for One.
So why not fight All
It's
for
like-
One when he's at his weakest, and when you have a bunch of niggas to help you jump him?
because they wouldn't have let him go.
They did though.
No one stopped them.
No one stopped
Yeah,
him, Sky.
But okay, but that's the thing is that it's like he couldn't have been there. Okay, but at the beginning of the fight, like the actual operation, the very beginning where they're using,
Like the
Sure,
portals
Gary,
and stuff.
this.
Yeah.
yeah, you would like he couldn't have been there then, right? Because if he
Sure,
was
I
trying to be a
guess.
part of the operation, they would have just actually stopped him. Yupachi lets him go because he doesn't think he's gonna be able. He doesn't think he's gonna drive all the way to the fucking fight.
That's correct.
So
why not
at
wait
that
a
point-
few minutes? He doesn't have to be there at the very start. Why not wait a few minutes and then just leave?
I think there's a million ways that can be justified. It's just like, well, he wouldn't get there in time. Because to be fair, it's like where All for One is right now is way closer to them. Like where they're stationed compared to the fight, because he's zooming across the country. So I think it's like, yes, the logistics isn't perfect, but I think there's enough wiggle room to the point where personally it doesn't bother me. And honestly, the thing you brought up about Stain, I completely forgot about that. That makes this way cooler, actually.
Why is that?
Legitimately, because it's exactly what I was talking about. Where it's like Stain, or it's like what you were talking about, where Stain tells him like, that's not what matters. It's not your superpowers that matters. It's you. It's the attitude that you have. That's what like everybody. That's what's really changed the world. And it's like what we were saying last week, where like All Might is being himself in this fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is the All Might thing to do because it's him.
I
Like, I'm trying to think of
understand.
the
Like,
but last week
I
you
think
guys were
this.
claiming that this is a tragedy and he was wrong for doing this. But now you're switching
No.
over and saying that
No,
this
he.
is the
No,
right thing
I
because
He
think
is
in this
wrong.
I
fight,
think
it's
they're
not
on.
We're
the
not
right thing.
contradicting
You're
ourselves.
I was about to
You're
say. I
misunderstanding
think
me.
they're
This
kind
isn't the
of.
right thing.
Yeah,
It's the
I
All
get what
Might thing to
I
do.
get what you're saying, and because I see Dagar in chat being like, oh, so All Might's supposed to just wait for All for One to get Reacher and reach Shigaraki and Deku. Well, here's the thing, the story did not have to be written that way, and what I'm saying is, even if that's the case, right? Even if you have to keep things the exact same, it makes no sense for me for All Might to not even attempt to go over to the battlefield and try to help out when that's been such a big part of his character to like lend out a helping hand no matter what. The fact that All Might had this suit, it makes no sense for me for him to be like, all right, well, I'll just wait for prime AFO instead of, well, yeah, let's just jump him at his weakest. Like that to me is kind of
I think
crazy.
that's kind of a misrepresentation of the events. Because, like, here's the thing with the whole Shigaraki thing and like Bakugo and all that stuff. I do think it's weird he didn't step in there. Like, that's genuinely weird. As far as All for One's concerned, I mean, it can fly. Like, it can just.
But like that's definitely gonna stop that.
Yeah, no, I get that. I think it's weird that he wouldn't like try though for that. I don't know. As far as the All
You
for
think
One
it would
stuff,
stop
though,
him?
Well, also it's inside of the fucking what's it called, the cage thing, right? How's he gonna get in?
They would just
You know
let
what?
him in. He's All Might.
But then Shigaraki's gonna get out. Like, literally, exactly. This is exactly how it would be written if that's what would happen. It would be like we've opened this tiny little portion of the cage to let All Might in, and then Shigaraki's gonna have his fucking like little animal moment of like I sense it, and then he's gonna jump out of the cage. It's how it would be written.
that's possible. Yeah,
Verbatim.
genuinely.
That
It's
that
like
is
eating.
possible, but why don't
Possibly.
they just run the like just like, oh, whole like catch his attention for like a second so we can get Deku in? Because that's what they did for Deku.
Because because
they-
Mirio has to do that with his ass. Get Deku in.
So why doesn't
won't
Mirio start
watch
twerking sooner?
you know?
Left cheek,
Because
right
Deku's
cheek,
strong-
nigga.
Deku is way stronger than All Might.
I agree.
That is true.
I agree with that.
Stronger.
No, I agree with that. Yes, but like that doesn't explain how they couldn't let All Might into the building. Like I'm
Yeah, but
trying
that's
to
the
explain
thing,
how
is
they
that
could
it's
let
like-
All Might in is all.
Honestly,
but
they
from
probably
the
wouldn't
writing-
have though. Like for the same reason that Tsukasa
Exactly.
wanted
Hey,
to
like
do
yeah,
it.
they wouldn't have let him in because because none of them want All Might to die. And secondly, just in terms of writing, that shit would suck if it's like, oh, we distract All Might or we distract Shigaraki so that the hero can get in, and then we a few chapters later distract Shigaraki so that the hero can get in. It's like, well, that's just the same thing twice.
I think
So it just sucks either way.
Like just
I think-
writing wise, that's boring. Here's the thing. Ultimately, what this comes down to, and I think like as far as from my perspective, I think this is my like final point. If you disagree, that's fine. But this is it's it's a conversation of logistics. We're like, like, oh well, technically, like we could do this plan, we could do that plan, and ultimately, I understand that some people will see what they perceive to be, and what genuinely may be, a flaw in logic. And if that distracts you enough from the story being told to like make it worse, then that's legitimate. Like, I'm sorry, but
I think
at the very least, I have no problem accepting a small like jump in logic to justify a cool fight and really good character stuff.
I'm with Sky on this.
That's good.
As far as the whole All for One thing, I think that's been pretty misrepresented, today because the actual timeline of events for the All for One fight has basically been, oh, they split everyone up. Oh, Endeavor's fighting All for One. Oh my god, All for One is dying. He's getting his ass kicked. He's about to lose. And then suddenly everything went to shit. Now, it's kind of like the timeline feels very stretched out because we were reading this in the form of a
year.
manga. But like this all probably happened in a very short span of time where all of this stuff is happening. All for One's just rewinding. He's winning the fight. He's destroying everyone. The whole thing with Toga's happening. And during this, All Might is trying to drive to the situation. And then he gets there. Like, in the beginning of the fight, he had no reason to be there because they had they didn't know about Rewind at all. And Endeavor was kicking his ass. And then it went to shit. Like, he didn't have a reason to be at the All for One fight. Like, I can get it, and like, I think I'm somewhere between you and Sky when it comes to the Shigaraki situation, but like, it just doesn't make sense for him to be at the All for One fight sooner. Like, he didn't have a reason for it until now.
I think
where
it's...
most of the...
Go ahead.
I think where most of the problems with this stem are the fact that, like, or the thought that in order for All Might to have this big moment, he has to be in a fight to do it. I think the whole thing of All Might showing his, like, true self of, like, you know, his true personality, being All Might, bringing hope, bringing peace, and doing so without a quirk can be done by him helping people. And I know it's kind of hard to do because, like, you know, they're in isolated areas, so, you know, no people are gonna get hurt. But maybe some shit where All for One activates a certain quirk that is causing shockwaves, that's crashing down buildings like across the country, and now All Might is just driving around, helping people out, getting people out of rubble and bad situations, and then doing it all with a smile. And everybody kind of recognizes, like, that's the All Might from the news, and that's All Might now. I feel like the whole thought that it needs to be him going up to All for One and actually putting up a fight is a bit, like, much.
Well, it needs to be him fighting All for One because that's what All Might would do. It's like we said last week. This is his character flaw. The fact that he wants to kill himself.
I disagree with that.
You said I
totally very much disagree with that. I think that is totally against his arc.
That's the thing. Honestly, I agree. That's why I love it so much.
Yeah, because we expect him to, like, learn this grand lesson, and that's why it's sad.
It's the thing. He's learned the lesson. He honest to God has, but he's not listening to it. Because that would be the best thing for Toshinori to do. But this is the best thing for All Might to do. That All Might can do. It's like, yeah, it doesn't make sense in that regard. Because it technically isn't completing this arc that's been set up. But sometimes people don't learn. People stay who they are at their, like, core to the very end. We've seen it happen with All for One. He's been staying a piece of shit to the very end. In the same way, All Might is staying the same flawed hero that he has been until the very end.
What I
like
so much about this is that it feels so faded in retrospect. Like, we have Shigaraki and Deku having their big fight, but there was always this fact that these two relics of the past were just kind of there and doing their thing. And that it's kind of like, what do they do? It feels almost right that their arcs, that their stories end together. And with that, you kind of see just how they are from their first battle to how they are now, even though the circumstances that they're in and, like, just physically they are so different now that at their core they're the same person. And that like this whole fight is only happening because of, you know, All Might's core flaw and All for One's sheer resentment of All Might.
Yeah, and we can still see how All Might's grown because right now it's like this is essentially the same fight that they had all those years ago, except time has passed. But for All for One, he's the exact same. For All Might, he's changed. He's weaker, but he's using what he's learned from his students in order to fight better.
He's
Then
using all of the resources that he's acquired over his time as a hero too. Like both of them are utilizing all of the things that they've gotten over their time. With All for One, it's just a bunch of quirks he's stolen, and with All Might, it's all of the connections he's made specifically to his students and to, you know, Melissa and David Shield and in America. Yeah, it's like those are connections he made specifically through his time as a hero and as their teacher. It's like it's meant, you know, it's a contrast.
it actually
I feel like and real quick before
I
we
understand.
continue.
I just want to say before you go on, I understand why you don't like this. There is just so much about it that I do like about it that I can kind of push that stuff to the side.
That's fine. Yeah. Before we continue, shout out to Lexton real quick, donated 5. You're forgetting how much is happening simultaneously and how Skeptic messed with their communications. All Might doesn't know about what happened at the Shigaraki battlefield. That's fair. I still don't like what's going on with him. But that is a fair point, Lexton. But yeah, I feel like All Might
There's a lot. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, there's a lot. I feel like All Might could have done all of the stuff that you guys mentioned, but he didn't have to be on the battlefield for it. And I get it, you know, that's the tragedy, whatever. I just feel like it would have been, to me, it would have been much cooler if All Might, because so much about it was him hyping up the next generation and being like, yeah, you're gonna regret messing with Class 1A and the rest of these other kids. All for One, these guys are really fucking strong. And I think it would be so cool to have All Might supporting all of them from the sidelines, and how fitting it would be that All for One, who's trying to do everything by himself, is now being beaten by All Might, who's giving it all up to other people and helping out from the sidelines, finally accepting that help. I feel like that would be really, really cool. But again, if we have this suit, all right, I'm very disappointed that All Might did not just go there, because I saw people like mention that like, hey, he's like, All for One's just gonna pop Rewind. That's cool. Lightning messes with Rewind. So All Might and Endeavor could have just won. And I also would have loved a fight between All Might and Endeavor taking on All for One, if that's what we're doing. I feel like the interactions could have been great. I feel like that was low-key a missed opportunity if that's what we're doing. So, you know, it's very, to me, I just, again, this fight is cool. Don't get me wrong. I think all of the art that's going into it, excuse me, is really sick. Horikoshi is putting his fucking all into this, because goddamn. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't very much like this for All Might. I feel like it's kind of weird to have so much of the story be like, we cannot rely on him, the one man All Might anymore. Oops, time to wheel him back out so we can fight All for One again. You know, I don't think it's totally lost the whole, like, you know, multiple pillars idea instead of the singular pillar, but I feel like it would be much better if All Might just stayed the fuck at home. Stayed home, help from the sidelines, and that's about it.
If I could ignore the flaws in logic and the rejection of his character arc, then just from a just from a like cool fight standpoint, this is a cool fight. I guess
Very
what
cool
I'm
fight.
kind of disappointed in is like, I just wish this made sense. Like, I just wish this was cleaner. I wish it like gelled. I wish it felt like a cohesive idea instead of a bunch of random ideas. Not random, but a bunch of ideas kind of hastily like thrown
with
together
no
at the end.
cohesion. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like, because I don't think Zenith and Sky are wrong in anything they've said, but it's also like they've
Neither
never
do I.
convinced me a single time that like it still just doesn't sound right to me. Like something about it's just like off.
I feel you.
And it's like, I don't know, it's just something about this whole situation feels off. Maybe maybe it's supposed to be. Maybe he's setting up for the conclusion that's something that we
Well, here's the
aren't
thing, though.
expecting. I don't know.
I'm really nervous about how this fight is gonna end. I've said this for like weeks on the podcast, I feel, because I'm waiting for this to blow up in All Might's face, but man, the story is doing a lot to just be like, he's fine. Like,
He's not. What? No, he
yeah,
isn't.
no,
That's what all
it is.
these-
No, it is. No, it is. No, it is.
It's
Listen,
like-
listen to me.
All
Listen to
right.
me. So the fight starts off, and you have Sukachi be like, "Ah, just turn it off. This isn't gonna be anything." Then All Might starts putting in work, and LaBrava's like, "Oh, really, Sukachi? Were you worried?" And then the fight continues. All Might takes a big attack, and they're like, "Wow, All Might really took that. Holy shit." Then the fight continues, and Sukachi, after All Might continues putting in work, he's like, "Damn, I really shouldn't have underestimated the guy who's been protecting us for 40 years. How crazy this is." And now is the only time in the fight where I feel like, okay, this is probably time for it to blow up in All Might's face with how the chapter ended, with him being like, "Yeah, we can win." I'm like, oh, famous last words, buddy. I feel like this has to be the time where All Might is like, starts paying for this dumb shit. You know, like, I get it. He has broken bones and, you know, respiratory issues now. Cool. But like, I don't think that's enough of a payment. I mean, hey, I will say, even though I may not like the fight, if Stain comes in to help, I think that's pretty sick. But that's about it.
I
mean,
too want to see
I mean,
Stain
look.
blown away.
I mean, look. I don't think. I mean, I don't think it's like. 'Cause I feel like the way you're phrasing this here, or like you're saying like All Might isn't aware of the consequences of this afterward. Like, I mean, I think
he is
he
aware of
understands that
it.
he's
I'm
not-
just saying that the story is not propping it up as just like, oh man, what a
To be
fucked up.
fair,
Go
this
ahead.
is kind of the way that this arc goes. Is that we have the moment of like, oh yeah, we're winning, we're doing it. It was exactly the same way with the Endeavor and everyone, all for one fight, where it was like, it really seemed like they were going to win, and then everyone died.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
like,
what I'm
I
like,
don't think
waiting
that's
on.
Yeah, I don't think it's out of character. Not to mention, I think just as far as like the series, I don't think we're gonna come back to this fight next chapter.
Yeah, that's possible.
I feel like the
Really?
fact that it cuts. I feel like the fact that it cuts to Deku and Shigaraki fighting makes it like, to me, I would expect them to cut to that fight next chapter.
I hope not. I want to see the end.
I want to see this end, to be
Yeah, I
honest.
wanna
Yeah.
see
maybe they'll go. I mean, maybe they'll cut back to back
I
between
don't
them.
know. We'll see.
Here's the thing,
I
so
don't
like,
know.
what you're saying about Stain
Setting
joining,
up like a chapter where the parallels are shown.
Stain
Maybe.
only needs a drop of his blood and he paralyzes him.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like,
Like, yeah, like he doesn't have to fight him. He can just sneak up on him, get a single
Yeah.
drop, and then all for one just can't move. He
Yeah.
probably just reverts the rest of the way.
So lame. Why would Stain be there?
Should probably take that off.
What else would Stain do?
I was about to
Well,
say,
I mean,
why?
okay,
Yeah.
well,
Nothing, I hope.
No.
I hope
You're
nothing.
caught in the logistics, man. Like, thematically, what does that mean if Stain's there?
It's again
All Might?
it's, yeah, I was about to say, to help out All Might, and it's
He already
You see,
did.
no, listen, you see Stain is once again inspired by All Might's will, seeing All Might go ham in this as a quirkless man, fighting the Demon Lord and inspiring other people to act. That's a big part of All Might, right?
He already helped All Might, though.
He can't do
You
it
can't help him
again?
again.
Yeah, because why would you do the same thing twice?
It's not the same thing
He's
twice.
not, yeah, I was about to say, it's very much not
It's
the same
less
thing
meaningful.
twice.
Yeah, it's less meaningful.
Why is
If
it less
anything,
meaningful?
it's helping Deku.
Because the emotions of that moment where it's like, yeah, this is All Might, somebody, or this is Stain, somebody who was inspired by All Might, who is now inspiring him in return. That's really meaningful because what All Might has always done is inspire people. And for someone to like do that back, that's great. But then I think it's the same example where it's like, I don't want to get into this too much, but like it's like the logistics of like, well, if this character was doing this and this, and then the fight would be really easy. It's like, yeah, but that's like a cool story. And I know that's subjective, so you can just disagree with me, and everyone can say that I'm wrong.
I'm literally like, I was like, what are you talking about? Because like,
well, that's not.
That's like a
Things
weird.
showing up
I don't know.
lame as fuck to me.
I don't get that because that's like,
Man.
and here's the thing. Maybe this is like a huge jump in logic, but it's like, oh no, I don't get that. Like, I don't get if you do it again, it's worse the second time. I don't agree with that at all.
Because the meaning of the story has already been milked.
No.
You can do it better. Okay, if you could do it better, well, I don't know about that, because then why'd you even do it in the first place?
That's like,
well, I see a difference. Like, to me, this is All Might and All for One's fight. No one should interfere.
Yeah, like somebody else interfering with that. If anybody else interfered with that, other than Deku and Shigaraki, because they're parallels.
They're literally the next
even then,
generation.
what
of
if what if it's after All Might's already dead?
Like,
What if All for One kills All Might? He's about to go where Deku and Shigaraki is, and then in that moment, Stain sneaks attacks him, gets a drop of blood, and paralyzes him.
And kills him?
Yeah, he just reverts to a fucking embryo, and he can't move.
I feel like that's kind of unfair, though, for like.
I think a serial killer inspired by All Might being the one to finish off All Might's greatest foe would be really weird, and I would hate that.
I feel like
it's definitely not full of weird choices, but yeah.
I feel
oh
like
my God, that's so unfair.
That's so besides the point.
That's so different. This is the whole point of the story. This isn't like a weird. This isn't a weird thing where like, oh, it's kind of weird that like.
Yeah, Horikoshi sometimes writes inconsistent things that don't make sense.
You want him to write more things that are weird? Like,
my thing is, I don't
on that level. Where have we ever gotten like a character thing that is that out of like nowhere in this arc? Like, what example do you think is on the same level as that?
Shoji.
Oh God! Oh no! Don't take me back!
Shoji
don't take me back!
Is bad for very different reasons.
Don't take me back, please!
That's poorly handled because it's a Japanese man.
Bro, I got them defending the Shoji moment. Bro.
I'm not. I said it's bad.
I can't go back.
That's bad and it's different. That's worse. That's way worse. That's not poor writing. That's a poor like. Or it's not poor because it's thematically irrelevant. It's poor because it's a poorly handled, sensitive topic. Wait, do you disagree?
I think
it's covering racism, which is a very serious issue in a very weird, in a way that doesn't give it the weight that it should have. That's totally different from like just a story where it's like, oh, these are characters that are set up as parallels. Those are so super different.
I can agree with
that. It's not a defense of the Shoji moment. That's me saying that that's worse in a way different way. You are minimizing the disservice that like arc part of the story is by comparing it to just what would be like a mistake in writing. That's like comparing that to like, oh man, it's just as bad as like Black Zetsu. It's like, well, that's just bad writing. That's not, racism.
No, I think that was a part of Shoji's character. I think it was written to be a part of his character. That
it was written to be a part of his character, but the difference is that it's a much more serious issue. That's why it's a problem.
I can agree. Yeah, I agree with that. I guess to go back to what's going on with with All Might and like no one getting involved, I don't think it would be too crazy if someone did. Like, Okay, so if All Might doesn't face any consequences for this, then it's Jover.
I agree.
But
Yeah,
like
I agree with that.
I don't think it's too crazy for like I feel like here's the thing. I even though I agree it would be Jover, I think it's fine if someone jumps in. Maybe it's just because I don't care about this fight as much. But I think it's fine just because of what All Might represents and what he does, like what the symbol of peace does. I think it would be, it would be interesting at the very least. I don't think it would be great in terms of the story, but I do think it'd be interesting if someone jumped in.
If the fight ends with All Might losing, or when the fight ends with All Might losing, and somebody else jumps in, I'm fine with that. I think my issue is like, if it is Stain,
I don't want All Might to be saved in this fight.
Yeah, that like
If he's making the wrong choice, that should have consequences.
Yeah, and it's like, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
That like one thing that I think a lot of this preface is on, like, if this fight has a bad ending, like if All Might lives or anything like that, I'll fucking eat my words.
Yeah,
I don't.
Fair.
But here's the thing.
Shit sucks.
Now I think now
I
that
don't want you guys to
I'm
be wrong.
thinking
I
about
just
it.
want this to be good.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like it could, like, depending on how it's written, I feel like All Might getting help could be pretty good. Because it would more so be going back to what I was mentioning about like All Might and like learning to accept help and all of this other stuff. If you have someone jump in to try to help him out on this battlefield, I think depending on how it goes, it could be good. It could also be really bad, but I think it could be good. Like there is the potential there in my mind now that I'm like starting to think about it more.
It would just be bad.
Yeah, I think
it just undoes like what this means. Because if that happens, then this fight just shouldn't have happened.
I agree. I agree so much. I agree right now, and I didn't even see the ending. But yeah,
I agree with Sailor that like it could end up being written really well if somebody else shows up. My issue is the implication that if Stain shows up specifically, he doesn't need that. He already had that moment. So I don't think like that. I don't think it needs to be Stain. It could be fucking
it
so
could
many
be
other
anybody.
people. It could be
Yeah, I'm not stuck on it being Stain. Yeah, I was about to say I'm not stuck on it being Stain. It could be anybody.
Most people are dead, because that's the thing, is that I think part of why I'm like stuck on the Stain thing is the fact that he is kind of one of the very, very few people who it could be in theory, because most people are either somewhere else or dead. Like it's not Hawks isn't fucking flying in.
Bro, wait,
on this
what you mean? My bro, he's gonna swag surf in there.
I really disagree with the idea that if a character performs the same action multiple times, it loses the impact that it had the first time, especially if it's in service of a greater theme.
It's the point that they do it multiple times, because like All Might saving people, All Might saving Deku and / Bakugo and like in Kamino, that has meaning because it's like the constancy of it is like All Might always saves everyone. That makes it more upsetting when he loses. Well, he doesn't lose, but after that fight when he can no longer be All Might. But for Stain, it's like if you just look at it in like the broad strokes of a story, every interaction has something happens and that has a purpose, like Stain saves All Might is what already happened.
Yes.
In a perfect world, here's the thing. Wait a minute, are you agreeing with me or not?
What? I never disagreed with you, bro.
That it would be bad if Stain.
No, I'm just gaslighting you. I'm just fucking around.
I was about to say the gaslighting champion. We're podding right now, man. We're podding right now.
I genuinely lost the plot. I'll just say this. I think this fight's not that good. I don't like what it's doing for All Might's character. I think it's too inconsistent. I don't like the rejection of his character arc. I don't like the flaws in logic. And I wouldn't mind if someone saved him. Now, if there's any part of that you disagree with, we can continue arguing about it. But that's kind of where I'm at.
Pretty much the whole thing, but I don't really want to argue.
No, well, yeah, we completely disagree, but I understand you feel that way.
Yeah. And I understand why you feel that way too, because like I'm not gonna sit here and argue. Like I don't think you're wrong. Like I do think you're wrong about characters going performing the same act as makes it worse the second time. I don't agree with that at all.
Well, it's just like it's the idea of like if in a story like every interaction something happens and it has a purpose, and when you repeat that stuff, it's like if just like Stain saves All Might. It's like, well, he already did save All Might. Oh, but now he's doing it again. And it's like, well, they already had their, like, that was the culmination of their relationship. We already had that. Where it's like,
it was meaningful.
I'll meet you halfway.
It happened again.
I'll meet you halfway. If it's done the exact same way, then yes. But that's with the assumption that it's done the same way. For the same purpose. Because saving All Might is a very broad term, because you can save someone physically or mentally, or it's hard to say. Like that's what I don't agree with. I don't agree with the idea that saving All Might,
because it's not that
it's just worse than the first time.
I didn't express that properly. It's not just the statement like Stain saved All Might. It's like, well, they can never do that again. It's more so like you look at that interaction. Why did it happen? It's because it's the first time that these people have met. Which is like, it's important for Stain and All Might's relationship because Stain's been profoundly affected by All Might, and yet he's never met him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is, I mean, a big deal. But besides that, it's why is it Stain that tells him that instead of any of the students or Sukachi or fucking the ghost of Nana or anyone like that? It's Stain because All Might is finally reaping the effects of his decision to inspire everyone. And that is that finally somebody who he has never met before is there to inspire him, to bring him out of the darkness and convince him that he can still do something.
Well,
that is what that...
Sorry. Go ahead.
It's like that's why that happens. It's why it's meaningful that it's Stain instead of anybody else, because everybody else has already helped All Might because he knows them. It's the fact that Stain, a stranger, and like and a character that we know and love, that's what makes it meaningful. For it to then be repeated, it's like, all right, well, why is Stain saving All Might against All for One? Well, because he was inspired by All Might, so he's finally like repaying that inspiration. It's not just the same like motivation.
If that was his reason, then yeah, it would just be the same thing.
Well, he'll do it because he doesn't. The character motivation is that, oh well, I'm gonna stop All for One because I think that All Might is a true hero and I don't like villains. Blah, you drink your blood. That's the character motivation, but the writing,
the reason it's happening.
Yeah, it's like it's not. Characters don't just do stuff in a story because the characters would do stuff. It's because it has a purpose. Once again, ideally, there are bad stories.
I was about to say you're fucking.
Yeah, there are bad stories. Here's the thing: it's bad when that happens, and it would. So that's why I think it would be bad if that happened.
Mm-hmm.
It would be bad if it was repeated in that way, because ultimately we've gotten the narrative weight and value from that moment. So now it would be robbed of that, and it would just be cool to see Stain.
I guess.
And
I think this is the heart of the problem. And I'm going to say this, and everyone can hold their fucking heads. I think there's a very clear difference. I think this is where our difference is coming from, for me and you, Sky. You believe in Horikoshi more than I do.
Oh wow!
I think he's a good writer.
Oh wow!
MHA's not in my top 10. Like I like MHA, but it's not one of my favorites.
I think if this did happen, I wouldn't really mind it, just because for me that moment with Stain was just because like he was the crazed All Might guy, and him being the one to remind All Might like, this is who you are, this is what makes you like so special in the eyes of the people. I feel like that's what made that moment so important to me. So I feel like All Might and Stain teaming up, it wouldn't lessen it for me. I don't know. Like I feel like it's not like the same in that regard, but I can see how you think it would be. That's fine. That do be making sense.
I'll admit,
yeah.
I have a lot of faith in Horikoshi. And if that faith is misplaced, I will apologize. If it's bad, then I'll say
I think you
sorry.
have to apologize for having faith in a man, Sky. That's fine. Like, that's fine, Sky. Like, it's okay. You don't gotta apologize for believing in a nigga. That's fine.
I'm telling you right now, if I'm wrong, I'm not fucking apologizing for shit. I don't give a fuck.
I know that.
Bro, if I'm wrong, then I was never wrong. I was actually on your guys' side the whole
Dude, if I'm wrong, then MHA's fucking dog shit. I hate it. You know?
I'll just pretend that I was gaslighting halfway through so that the conversation.
Yeah.
It's actually pronounced.
Well,
it's actually
if I'm
pronounced
wrong, we just
gaslighting,
never
even
talk
if it's
about it.
pronouncing
Here's the thing.
Agreed.
Like, here's the thing. I've been like kind of just for sake of entertainment for the podcast. I have been playing devil's advocate quite a bit. I think Horikoshi maybe will handle this well. I think my faith isn't that strong. And I like MHA, but I've long since fell out of love with it. I think since Villain Hunt, my investment in the series, since the first war, my investment with the series has dwindled quite a bit.
Fair.
So now I'm kind of just seeing how he finishes it.
Letting him cook. I respect it. But yeah, that was really good. Shouts out.
I mean, okay,
that was a really good segment.
I'm more with this guy and Zenith on this. It's like I don't think this ruins All Might's character at all. Oh, I think it's perfectly in line with it. But I mean, at this point, we have all made our stances. We have our disagreements, and I don't think I really need to argue much more on this. Like I'm also
just gonna wait and see. Chat, there were oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say something stupid about Deku and Bakugo.
Okay. I was gonna say, chat. There were a lot of comments dropped through that thing because we talked about it for a very long time. So I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be able to read through all of them. But let us know real quick what you guys think. Like, what are your thoughts on everything? You know, how you guys feeling about this chapter? In the meantime, we moving on, baby. Real Shonen is back.
Don't tell me.
Yeah,
One more thing.
If any of us are wrong, we're just not going to talk about it on the podcast.
Bro,
that
one more
goes for
thing. I
anybody.
was just reminded that. One more thing. I was just reminded of this. When is that bum ass Bakugo getting right back up, bro? Edshot is doing nothing in there.
Listen, bro. Listen, Edshot. Listen. So, they were saying like, yo, Edshot, he needs this battlefield to be perfectly still. We're performing open heart surgery. Deku said, bet, and turned that bitch into a bounce house. I don't know what's going on, bro. I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. Because I was one of the main proponents of like, oh, Bakugo's gonna get back up and start like fighting again. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if that's just gonna happen anymore.
I don't know. I think Bakugo is gonna live, but I don't think he's gonna get back up. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get back up.
Survive. He's not gonna die. Like, I think he's done.
No, dude, he had his fucking heart blown up. Even if he does get saved in this, he is not getting back up from that shit.
Bro's
realizing he is
like this shit ain't. Yeah, no, this shit ain't. Look, this shit ain't One Piece, man. This ain't. If people are just gonna be getting that back up from life-ending injuries just like that.
I mean, if this was One Piece, he'd just be dead, Silver.
Me, I would get back up.
I would get back up, bro. Bakugo's got.
That's not true. That's not true at all. He drinks some fucking milk and his heart would be fine.
No way, because Ace got done in the same way. That nigga is 6 feet deep, so Bakugo would be cooked.
Nah, there will be the part where it's like, oh, did you know that the explosion fruit is actually a Zoan
shit.
and he's awakened? And so
I live on with the explosions in my heart.
All I'm saying is Ed Shot must be taking a break, and Mordecai and Rigby must be the ones pumping blood in there because they ain't nothing going on.
Yo, bro, yeah. Bakugo. I'm thinking Bakugo is revived, but he's staying on the ground because he's like, yo, bro, if I get up, wallahi, I'm finished. There's no
pretending to
way.
be asleep. He's got his fucking DS under the bed.
It's like, God damn, bro. Yo, if I get up right now, it is fucking Jordy. Duh. I can't do this, man.
I don't know why that reminded me of a meme I saw on TikTok earlier, where it's just a picture, and it was like, I found this DS in my son's room, so I snapped it in half.
Oh my God.
Why the fuck did he do that?
Why is such a hater, bro? I was thinking of the One Piece meme with Kid who's like, oh, Zoro's blocking it. We're fine. And then Killer's like, no, it's me, Kid. Wallahi, we're finished.
Wallahi, we are finished.
We are finished. Oh my God. Yeah. Funny shit, man. Funny shit. All right, fellas. Let's move on. We've been podding for an hour.
Talk about any other series? I don't.
Let's move
Nah,
on.
bro,
Listen.
we can end it honestly.
No, we're
hey.
Hey, we got real shonen to cover. We still got Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man. God damn it. All right, so we're moving in. Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter 233, fellas. How are we feeling about this one?
Talk your talk, bros. I don't know what the fuck's happening.
He looks like a lost alien.
Yeah, bro. The fraud
actually, I was
allegations.
gonna bring this is like the only thing I have to say about this chapter because I have nothing else of value to input. Now I know this is a radical idea, so stick with me here. This might be controversial. This might be hard for some people to hear. Maybe even bring some to tears.
No, bro, I'm in Walmart right now. Don't fucking do this.
No Walgreens.
Like, here's the thing, right? I believe in our sensei. I believe in Gojo.
No.
Yeah, I'm a true believer.
First mistake.
What you mean, bro?
That's what I'm saying.
You see this fight, bro? He's cooking. But
that's what I'm saying.
Okay, here's the thing, right? Fight has since evolved from a 1v1 to a 1v2 and now a 1v3, right?
Yeah.
I think it's time for someone to help. I think we've reached the point. I think we've reached the point, right, where like Yuta and Maki probably
That's
jump
what
in.
I'm saying. Yeah,
funny,
like people
here's
can
the
jump
thing.
in now.
You know what?
Now's the time.
Because it's Gojo, but like someone could take on like dude, Yuta versus Maharaga would actually go so hard.
I would go, yo, Rika versus Mahoraga would be sick.
Right?
I want to make this very clear. I'm not saying they will.
Yeah, I don't think
They definitely should.
Let that man cook.
I'm fully aware of the fact that they will not. The way the story is being portrayed is that Gojo, he's fighting by himself. He's the sensei. He's, probably going to lose. And I understand that all. What I'm saying is, bro, if I was there, I might be like, hey, guys, maybe we should help out. That's the thing, though, right? It's like, realistically, if Yuta, Maki, and, like, Hikaru, like, if they went in and went all out from the start, they could do some damage. Like, they could help.
See, you're forgetting my son.
Yeah, get his bum ass out of here.
fucking
Sukuna, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Hey, bro. Hey, man.
Bro, you don't even have a curse technique, bro. This one,
bro. Yet, bro. We
no
finna
help.
snatch that shit off Sukuna, bro. Hold on, now. Wait a minute. We
Bro,
about to have the malevolent shrine now.
Yuji has the fucking cursed energy form of ED, bro. This motherfucker can't get it up. He don't even have anything, bro.
Hey, bro, hold on now. We got the body swap going on. We gonna get that curse technique. We finna show out.
Bro, he's gonna swap Yuta to be a better character, bro.
Hell no,
crazy.
bro.
I think it's crazy that like the two greatest inspirations for Jujutsu Kaisen are clearly Hunter x Hunter and Bleach, and he decided to give his main character a shallower bag than both of those dudes. Like,
Pretty
Nah,
insane,
no
man.
way,
That
bro.
way.
Nah,
Yeah.
no
Let the
way.
big
Hold
hit and
on.
Ichigo.
But
On, my
Ichigo's
boy.
superpower is going slightly fast.
Hold on, bro. My son Yuji, y'all talking like he got a Jan Sport bag or something. You know, little Gucci
I
on him,
mean,
some
doesn't
Louis,
he?
the 3 by logo. What the
Who
goddamn
doesn't
drink? Y'all,
have a bag?
y'all
He's
just,
relying on pockets.
hey,
Bro's got a
hey, hey,
Ziploc.
hey, bro. Hell no, bro. Hey, listen. Y'all just ain't seen it yet. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just ain't seen it yet.
Right,
He
I'm
ain't
not
pull
seeing
off
it. It
with it
ain't
yet.
there.
He ain't pull off with it yet. Come on, bro.
Whatever you say.
Damn.
Hey, man, whatever you say, Daredevil.
Sailor,
Damn, bro.
Sailor, I don't disagree with you that he's got that Gucci bag, but he got that Gucci bag from that one meme where that's all just ripped up, and it's like, bro, just let it go.
No, bro. That's
That shit's torn up like
No, no, no,
shit
in
from
the Gucci-
Blur
no.
Gucci-
Hey, bro.
Okay.
No,
Let's talk about
the
this.
Gucci bag with quotations is around it. It's like
Hell
that
no,
one
bro.
written bag that says it's Gucci, but
That shit's a Gucci bag.
Let's get
Hell no.
scientifical. Let's get some science in this bitch.
Oh, hell
Well,
no. We're cooked.
Hypothetically speaking,
I'm about
right?
to unlearn things.
IQs are about to sharply drop. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, right?
Okay.
They were to help him.
Yeah.
Isn't it like good, like for the story? Because wasn't that the whole thing? Is that he wanted to raise a generation of sorcerers who could like surpass him? Not like literally, but they don't need him to do everything. You know what I mean?
think it was
It's like,
it was a generation
wanted
of
allies,
sorcerers.
but he
It was
wasn't-
I was
He
about to
wanted, like,
say he wanted
allies to,
allies for
like,
his
help.
cause. Yeah, he wanted allies for his cause
He,
to help
like-
rebuild the Jujutsu world.
Now, I'm no fucking scientist, but like, wouldn't that add up? 1 + 2 = 4. Like, isn't that like?
I mean, I think that will be the point, is that when he totally definitely loses, there'll be people.
So you think he's killed no matter what?
Oh, he's fucked.
My
gonna
sensei
die. This is
clears,
like-
unfortunately.
Because that's the thing, is that like if he lives and he survives, it's like, all right, cool. Well, sorry, Kenjaku, you lose. Like, ain't
Well,
goddamn way.
Okay, well, let me ask this: Do you think it's possible they jump in and help him, and then after this fight, he's like, because he's gonna be tired, and then the Kenjaku fight, the final fight, just happens immediately after.
I
Like,
think
there isn't enough time for him to
I think it
recover.
would
It's
have
like
to.
literally minutes
Like
later.
logically, it would
Here's the
have
thing,
to
like,
because I don't see
realistically-
how any side, like Gojo or Sukuna, whoever wins, how does that one side not immediately just win at that point?
That's literally okay. I'm glad you brought that up because that's what my next point was going to be. What's happening right now is Kinjaku and the rest of the JJK sorcerers are sitting out. They're on the bench and they're watching these two fucking idiots fight like monkeys they are. They're
Okay.
both sides are waiting to see the outcome. Essentially, because
Yeah.
Kenjaku said that at the beginning of the fight. He was like, they're going to be waiting and watching because if Gojo wins, like, they win. And if Gojo loses, that is the only opportunity they will ever have to kill Sukuna. They're going to have to jump in immediately to try to finish him off.
Nation.
If that's true, if we accept what Kenjaku is saying is factual, which there's no reason for him to lie, then it's the opposite is also true. So if Sukuna loses, then Kenjaku immediately has to jump in the fight and finish it, because then he has no chance of winning. So I don't know where I'm going with this.
That's true, but in that regard, I think that it wouldn't be the final fight with Kenjaku. I don't think. I think it could be he jumps in, Black Setsu's him, and tears his heart out. But I don't think that in that moment they would.
Bro, we got a guest on the podcast. Who the fuck is that talking in the background? Someone's roommate.
Yes.
Bro had an opinion, bro. He had to share it.
Yeah, let him talk. Let him speak his
Yeah,
stuff.
what is
Okay,
he saying?
what were you saying, Sky? Continue, like.
Let his nuts hang.
I can't.
Cool. Oh, what about you, Zenith? What's your opinion?
So what I think is gonna happen is Gojo is going to die. I think that everyone's gonna jump him, and then he'll be like, "Ah, yes, my brain is finally healed," and then he'll domain expansion and win.
You know what's really funny about that thing is I swear I don't know why, but when you said that, when you were like he's gonna die, and then I thought you were gonna say everyone's gonna clap and be happy, and I was like, what the fuck? This man's a true hater, bro. He fucking wakes up early to
They
hate.
just like me for real. Also, wait a minute. Hold on. Before we continue, I have to talk about my favorite homeless man, the Toji hype. The Toji hype. The streets needed it, man. The streets needed it. The streets needed it. Because Gojo was like, damn, when was the last time I felt like I was going to lose? Oh, yeah, a real nigga. A real man. And Toji Fushiguro. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. You know, I had to,
Man is
last
man
person.
is picking up crumbs.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? You know, last person since
I just know you are starving, bro.
the hell no, I am feasting, bro. Hell no, I'm eating well. You know, my homeless king put that nigga Gojo on a shirt, and ain't nobody made him sweat until now. Which, you know, I don't know why he's sweating. He knocked this nigga out.
Toji so much. He's also at the soup kitchen. Just
Hell no, bro. I'm eating a 5-course meal, bro. We got Toji in this chapter.
Hell, but
we got Toji in this chapter.
Here's the thing, right?
It's great.
If Toji was here, he would handle it, you know?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Bro is repping for.
Agree on.
My mate here is repping for. He's repping for Toji. He's repping for Toji, Yuji, and Maki. How many crumbs you got till you make a sandwich?
Hey, my man, what the fuck? Hey, I just told you I was eating very well. I'm eating very well, full course meals. I'm eating everything, bro. I'm eating fucking everything right now, bro.
No, you're definitely eating everything. I just don't think it's a meal.
Now hold on.
Dude, he fucking scraped the bottom of the barrel so goddamn hard. He's in the fucking floorboards, dude. God.
What? But y'all coming at me, man. Hey, the Toji hype.
The type of dude who constantly checks the fridge, wondering if there's new food.
Ain't no goddamn way, because I just went shopping today. I know I'm eating well because I just went shopping.
Mama packed you lunch, fucking crust with the bread cut off.
You damn right, just how I like it. You damn right. We don't got time for that shit, man. We chew straight through to the best parts. You damn right. My homeless king doing his thing. Bars. My boy Gojo is about to expose this fraud again. Sukuna, lost child.
Because, like, Gojo's biggest opponents are a bum and a fraud. Like, that's just tragic.
I guess he is a bum, technically.
Bro, that's just JJK in general, bro.
The hell?
You can't help it.
What the hell?
JJK is my favorite form of bum fights right now.
Okay.
I'm eating frozen dinner. No, I just made baked chicken last night, and it was delicious.
Oh, but also, I just want to take this moment because we're talking about bum fights. I just wanted to go back to the thumbnail Venus made. That was just fucking brilliant, dude.
It was very funny. Yes.
You know what? That actually connects with what I wanted to bring up. So I have another question. This one's not as scientific. It's just, you know, straight from the heart. It's more emotional. It's guttural. It's violent even.
It's guttural is crazy.
How do you guys feel about Agito having boobies?
Well, you know, here's the thing.
Fuck starts a question like
Maharaga is the dad. This thing is the mom, and Sukuna's the little baby fraud who needs to be carried around in a stroller.
Yeah. My favorite thing.
Didn't even notice.
My
Now, what do you
favorite
decide?
thing
What do you
about
think
this
I'm not
the-
gonna
chapter
lie.
is
I
that
didn't. That wasn't like my first thought when I saw that. fan.
Dude, I saw immediate, bro. As soon as I saw the camera, my eyes were drawn to it. Fucking,
Oh,
dude,
I
I
didn't
got the
notice
vision.
until I saw a comment about it.
Nah.
And it was literally a
first thing I
comment
saw.
on TCB.
literally-
He was talking about like, yo, Agito got me acting unwise, and all the comments were like, huh? What do you
Oh,
mean?
no cap. He's
Oh my
cooking.
god.
This-
Yeah, he's up to no good.
Bruh.
For real.
We are lost. We
No,
are
dude,
lost as a people.
Bro, until
Yeah.
you mentioned that, I thought that those fucking lines were just parts of muscle mass. I did no fucking idea.
Alright, what do you
Yeah,
think the
breast muscle.
thematical like relevances of the boobies? What do you think they mean?
I think whenever Sukuna is getting bodied by Gojo because he's a fraud, I think he's gonna need to start suckling on that milk, and then like Sky said, he'll be recovering,
It's power up. Yeah, he's right.
throwing back his body.
So,
Yeah.
because me and Xena did talk about Agito quite a bit. So what it appears is it's the combination of all his other shadows, but he's still
And not
keeping
all-
some in, not all of them. He's still keeping
Yeah.
some in his, shadow to use, like the Max Elephant. So
And the rabbits, yeah.
yeah, the rabbits. But it's
oh, he didn't use the rabbits. I wonder why. Such a what a fucking what
Hey,
a
bro.
boon that would be.
Sukuna needs to watch ReZero. You better put them Jones to work.
Megami needs to watch ReZero.
Megami needs to wake up first. That nigga got hit with 5 unlimited voids. Bro needs to wake up first.
Bro, he ain't waking up.
Yeah, he didn't even get hit by Unlimited Void. It was just nap time.
No, dude, like
Oh.
he's not getting up after that shit, dude.
What-
He's gone.
So
Sailor would say, Jawari da.
Wet Napkin asked a question. He said, "How did Sukuna hit Gojo with the maximum elephant through Limitless?"
Oh, so what that
From
was?
my
Wait.
understanding, it's because the Maharaga was touching him.
Mahoraga was touching
His-
him, so his Limitless was turned off, basically, because he,
Mhm.
Limitless is shut off whenever Mahoraga touches him
Right,
because he's
so-
acclimated to it.
We also have a pretty solid answer now that it is just Maharaga. That's
Yeah.
you can.
It looks like it, yeah. I'm thinking he still can like pass it on to himself, but I think by having it as a 3v1 with like 2 other really strong Shikigamis helping him out and him like attacking
really
on and
smart,
off,
yeah.
it's
the best
it's really
strategy.
smart, yeah. So I like I said, I think he still can pass it off, but I think it's just him
It would
being smart.
actually be even more insane because if he can pass it, if that's what it is, let's run with the theory that the wheel, that's a physical thing that Gojo can touch, so he could just toss it. But the wheel, if he places it on the Maharaga, then he can bypass the Limitless, or if he places it on himself, he can bypass it. That's just, the theory, the crazy theory we're running with.
Mhm.
He could probably then also put it on Agito.
Oh yeah.
So he could just keep switching it around and fight 3v1. That's unfair, bro.
I think he
If
has
could
to do that.
That
Yeah.
shit would be so fucking unfair.
Yeah, I think he has to do that to try to catch Gojo lacking cuz like
That's why Kashimo's gonna jump in.
Yeah.
I forget who said it in chat, but someone said Kosh him oh. I thought that shit was hilarious. I need to scroll up and see who
He's
said
about
that.
to show up.
I'm giving you your credit. Where is it? I think I went too far. Where are you? I know I saw you. Don't run away from me. Wet napkin. You forgot Kosh him oh, bro. That shit was funny. I ain't gonna lie. Otto, I almost
right?
forgot about this
Kashimo-
message that Otto said, bro. He
What
said if
does
Sukuna
Kashimo
dies,
do?
bro, he just wins. He steps in.
He does not. That is not a fucking central character trait he has.
Bro, you don't believe in his
But
curse technique?
What is it? Okay, so because like Xena just said, what does he do? His only role in the story is to fight Sukuna. That's why he was introduced. That's what he wants to do. That's assumedly what he's going to do.
So it's,
So it's
like, but where does that happen in the story that makes the story good?
Well, it's
Gotta
after
save Gojo.
it's after
Uh,
Gojo dies.
I don't know. I
It's the
mean,
final blow.
that would suck though. 'Cause,
I think that is-
assumedly Gojo loses and or dies, right?
While the Kashima's coming.
Preferably.
And then Kashimo comes in and just executes Sukuna.
Yeah.
No, he'll help. It'll be Yuji. If anyone
Yes,
is going
sir.
to kill Sukuna, it's
Yes,
Gojo or
sir.
Yuji. It's one of
Yes,
those two.
sir. You're goddamn
We're not-
right. The Duffy.
We're not supporting you. Calm down.
The Duffy. Amen. I know either
not an
my
endorsement.
goat or my sensei has it in the bag. You know, that's just how it is.
I think that the well, it's very difficult because part of it is the fact that like I don't when if Gojo, because it was like what Kenjaku said, where if if Gojo loses, they have to jump in immediately. And it's like, yes, that is their plan. I don't think that means necessarily that that's what's going to happen. Like, it's not just inherently. It doesn't mean that like they have to succeed in doing that. They can try and they can like fail. Just reasonably speaking, I think Kenjaku still has a vested interest. Even once Gojo's dead, I still think he's gonna want Sukuna around.
Don't you think they just lose then, though?
Uh,
Or do you think Yuji gets some crazy power up that allows him to beat Sukuna?
Well, he's gonna get a power up. Like that's
Yes,
I mean, he definitely
sir.
Yeah.
got that game.
Yes,
Well, that's part of the thing is that I
sir.
don't really know. Well, first of all, Nubara's has to come back. She has.
Whoa, let's not
Um,
throw around words like
Whoa,
that.
Yeah.
Are
Let's
we
not be
bringing
so
Navarre
fucking-
back? Hey,
You know
man.
what? You're right. I feel like the bleachers have a free spot somewhere. Like we could use another spectator.
Bro, the way you said bleachers, I thought you were talking about like Bleach fans. I'm like, bro,
That's
you
an
give up.
idea.
I was like, bro, you give them their names, bro.
I was like, that's a. I don't know about that.
Oh my
Bleachers.
God,
Hello,
yeah.
Siva, by the way. Hello.
Bleachers keep moving. They JJ me, brother.
That's crazy.
But
Damn.
the idea of like, I don't know, because that's the thing is that like, yes, if Gojo loses and it's Sukuna and Kenjaku, that is like crazy. It's like unthinkable how they could win. If Gojo wins, and even if he dies in the end, so it's a Gojo Sukuna fucking self-destruction. Everyone versus Kenjaku, that feels pretty unbalanced too. So like,
do you think it could be a situation where he just kills Maharaga and then he loses?
I think definitely Sukuna gets weakened in some way. Like, I wouldn't, but then that's also the thing. Like, the plot's in a really weird way because normally in a shonen, when you have like on the protagonist side, we have a whole bunch of main characters. That's normal.
Too many.
Yeah, arguably too many. But if you look at something, but even then, if you look at something like Bleach, which is a good example as far as that's like a lot of fucking Shinigami on that side, but there's a whole organization, bad guys. You have the Stern Rider, you have I forget what the elite Quincy guards are.
Espada.
No, they're the fucking.
I remember
The Stern
name is
Ritter are the
Espada.
Quincy Guard. Yeah.
Oh,
Stern Ritters,
what are the-
yes.
What are the alphabet?
No, the
numbers?
Stern Ritters, like, isn't that what they're? That's just the
Yeah.
Quincy's or the Stern Ritter.
Yeah.
The like he's talking about like
It's the five.
the strongest
like-
four. The fucking
they're
Oh,
the
okay.
the
Royal
Never mind.
Guard.
Okay.
Ask
Yeah,
the
the
Royal
Royal
Guard,
Guard. Okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Can't
yeah.
remember what their fucking name is.
Bird motherfucker.
I don't remember them at all, I'll be honest.
Are they the
I think
I remember
just
the
remember
Stern
Jor-
Ritters way more.
I just remember Geralt.
Yeah. Fun.
for
Yeah,
some
I don't
reason the
remember
word
him.
Schutenstaffel was coming to my name, but I don't think that's right.
No, I know that's
I
more
think you might
No,
be cooking.
Sure it
Schutzstaffel's the Germans. The Schutzstaffel's the actual Nazi
Well,
army.
fucking Nazis, bro.
What are they based on?
No,
Hey,
no,
man.
It's the Van den Dyke.
That's
That's
right.
Actually, what
Yeah.
they're called.
No,
Yeah.
that's the no, because
Something in there
isn't
is
the
called that.
yeah, I was about to say it's the area within the Soul Society that the Quincy's hid, like inside of the shadow. That's the Von den
That's what
Reich.
it is. Yeah, that's.
I
right.
just
know
got
what's
done binging the
crazy?
second season of 1,000-Year Blood War this morning.
Okay, well,
You know what's the craziest thing is we all have access to Google and none of us have looked it up.
No. That's the thing. I'm looking it up, and it says the first thing that came up when I looked up like Bleach, Yuha Guard. It was the Royal Guard versus the Wandenreich. So I was like, oh, okay, it is the Schutzstaffel. which is insane.
Oh my god.
Well, no, that's the thing. That is impressive, yeah. But like, that is just the SS was just the Nazis. That's not. That's insane. I can't believe you said that.
Never
This is
question
crazy, but
Kubo.
do you know what they're based on?
No, I know that, but like, that's not subtle at all.
Yeah,
Just
it's
like
I mean, it
Wait,
is
no.
Kubo.
subtlety.
Yeah.
That would be like if I don't. That would be like if Baz B's B stood for Blitzkrieg.
Do we know it doesn't? Have we ever actually learned?
Damn it!
It stands for burner finger, right? Like it stands for
that's
I mean,
way
well that's his attack name. I don't know if it stands for burner finger. Maybe it just stands for
No,
burn.
no,
But like his attacks are
never
burner
mind, no,
finger
he's
1 through 5.
He's H to the heat. So
That
he's
makes
not
sense.
B.
Yeah, his name is just Baz B. Then that makes sense.
Yeah, Blitzkrieg. Bad
Man,
Blitzkrieg.
True.
we're just saying if that's like if like in Return of the Jedi they were just like, yeah, the Empire, they're America now. they're just America.
There's the stormtroopers are just called the Green Berets. Like those are
Yeah. And instead of
Wouldn't the white berets make more sense?
instead of Endor, they call it Vietnam. Like it just be that it's
Good metaphor.
too
bro.
on the nose. Like it's like,
True.
oh, I get it.
I'm also very glad that of all the words that Kubo could have gone with for H, he went with heat. Thank God.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
Oh,
But yeah.
He could have gone. I could have gone real different.
Good JJK chapter.
Yeah.
Good JJK, love it. Love that
Yeah,
JJK.
good.
My
Good
point
chapter.
is that it's like usually at this point there's a whole group of bad guys. We have 2, arguably 3, with the one Ume.
Arume, yeah. That's the goat right there. Don't ever
Like,
disrespect.
Yeah, that I will. That motherfucker got a broken arm. He's in a sling. I don't care.
Yeah.
But it's like usually it would be maybe not all of these, like all of our main character, all of our like good guys have one-on-one fights, but it would be like enough so that's reasonably like 3 per fight, something like that. But like with this, it's like what, 12 good guys, 2 bad guys. We lose 1 villain, and all of a sudden it's a dog pile. Reasonably speaking, and also just in terms of the story, I don't know what would be better. I don't know, because just in cases I just don't understand it. Like the way
I
it's
think
I don't know whether
with everything you're saying, Scott, you're completely right. But I think one thing to take into consideration is that Sukuna and Kenjaku specifically, they are 2 villains, but their powers allow them to have more.
Right, yeah. Well, that's the thing is that
For
yeah,
sure.
they can have a bunch of everyone else can be fighting like frauds. More polite word than that. Fodder, that's what it is.
Yeah, because Kenjaku has multiple special grade like verses that he can just pull out and they can just
So it's that is reasonable, but I think my thing is that I don't know whether they have to save Megan. That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
said that cracked me up. Like, I don't know, the hesitation in your voice where it's like you said that and you believed it, but like not fully.
No, I didn't.
There was some tinge to it where you're like, maybe not.
If I
I don't think they do, personally.
It was a strong word.
Yeah, I think he's cooked. I'm not gonna lie.
It's crazy. Like, that's insane. That's our secondary
It is
main character,
crazy.
essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I do.
No, it would have been crazy until it took like 5 infinite voids to the face.
yeah, but like, that'd be like if when Madara stabbed Sasuke, that was just it.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
it's insane. You'd imagine a story doing that.
I think it's just done.
I always liked the idea of Yuji and Megumi working together to beat Sukuna. But it's like, how would that happen at this point?
I think the only hope is that Yuji with his like body swap technique thingy, maybe that does something. I don't know. But like aside from that, I think Megumi is just
Yeah,
done.
that's just a weird thing that's there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think he's
yeah.
done.
he swaps with Megumi specifically, so now he's in Megumi's body with Sukuna, and we get the rematch on the soul
Let's
plane.
go. And then Yuji shows him how to use 10
Fighting.
Shadows technique because he's not a fraud. I agree.
I want you fellas to get out your wallets and
Okay.
get your money ready because we're gonna start investing in some stocks. Okay.
I have $4.
Yeah, Miwa stocks.
Bro,
I'm
it's
glad you
never-
guys came over.
I got
Let's
5.
go.
It's never too early to start investing, bro. I think
Well, it's too late.
here's the thing, right? Sukuna he has the reputation of being the most powerful sorcerer ever, and he's tough. I'll give him that. I think Kenjaku is going to be way stronger than because I think we all think Kenjaku is insanely strong, right? I think he has way more up his sleeve than we even
Oh, you think he
'cause
has more in the bag?
He does.
I mean, he just does.
He just straight up does, yeah, because he can use the other curse techniques from his past lives.
I mean, so
I mean, he
can
had
Sukuna.
not only
Can he?
because if he just had
It's beside the point.
Geto's ability is already insane, special grade. Like it's
Oh yeah.
pretty decent. That alone is good. He had what did he use against Yuki? Like gravity?
He
or
had
something?
gravity
Like,
stuff.
stupid like
he
that.
has anti-gravity.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think, and I'm not saying Kenjaku is going to be stronger than Sukuna. I'm just saying he's going to be a tough nut to crack. Pause.
Oh yeah.
But this motherfucker's like, he's going to be.
He's
He's
strong.
going to have some shit.
Yeah, he's strong. Oh, that's it. Okay. All right. I thought you were continuing.
No, bro.
It's a very interesting structure that we're left with, because even crazy OP villain, that's normal, but everyone versus it, I feel like, because it's admittedly it's well, what is Mei gonna do?
Oh,
You just keep fighting, bro.
Listen, with all due respect to whatever you believe in, whatever craven beliefs you hold, it's she's not gonna fight Kenjaku. Just character-wise, she wouldn't fight Kenjaku, but
bro, why you gotta send some strays at her like that? Why you do that?
You honest to God think that she would just fight Kenjaku out of the goodness of her heart? They had to pay her an arm and a
No,
leg so that she
but
would
why you sending
Gojo
strays at my
fight.
queen?
Bro,
Hold on.
What if
really easy.
What if there's just a small little really tiny amount of goodness in her?
Oh no,
it's real
never.
deep down.
Never.
I don't know.
Never.
It's screaming for help, but it's there.
It's screaming for help.
It's like the right situation comes around and she decides to help out,
She already got her volume covered, bro. It's not happening.
Bro, if Mahito can get 2, then she's gonna get 2.
That's the thing, right? She's
Now you can't get 2. I doubt it.
Okay. Jokes aside, she's a bastard. Yes, she is still on the good guys team.
Yeah,
She's on her team.
She's on their team. I feel like she'll out. I feel like now how much help she does is debatable. She'll help out.
She'll help out, but even then, it's she's not. Because she's got.
What if Gojo made it to where when he dies, he left her all of his money?
What?
Oh yeah,
do
then
you
she's
think
on the
that Gojo has
battlefield in
money?
an instant. Yes, he gave her 10 million.
Did he? Is that? I thought it was.
Yes.
Yeah, he paid her a lot.
He paid her 10 million for her help. He paid her
I
10 million
remember
to
she got paid a
recommend
lot.
Nobara,
Oh,
Yuji,
that's right.
Megumi, Maki, Panda to first grade with Toto, sorry.
I just forgot that it was him that paid. I've always gotten the impression that Gojo's got no cash.
Very fair.
He's right. Well, he's a part of
he's
the
crazy
the
rich.
special
Yeah,
plan and
he's very
all that.
rich.
So he's
Bro,
rich.
we told you, bro. JJK is just bum fights. He's a bum.
Yeah, exactly. He's a bum.
He is just bum fight.
Now, hold on. Why you gotta say that shit, man? Why you gotta say that? But hey, yeah.
Oh, why did he write it that way? I don't know.
Bro, he did, bro. Damn.
Oh, he did.
Oh,
Good JJK chapter.
Yes, very good JJK chapter. Yeah, let's move on to the final one. So, Chainsaw Man chapter 140. Fellas, how are we feeling about this one?
I love
feel like
chapter.
Yeah, I feel like the
Hated
first.
it.
I just want to say, I feel like the first half of this chapter could pretty much just be summarized easily in Denji's own thoughts. How is it possible that you were all stupider than me? Yeah, that's a feat in and of itself.
Yeah, pretty much at this point.
I have an extremely hot take.
Okay, he's cooking.
I did not love this chapter.
Okay.
Oh,
I didn't dislike it, but I didn't love it either.
All right.
I think I'm just a little disappointed.
I don't think that's a scorcher.
I just kind of wish. Okay, this is not a I'm not criticizing the story itself. I'm just disappointed because my expectations were not met, which is a completely subjective outside thing. Yeah, so this isn't like this isn't to the detriment of the story or Fujimoto is wrong or anything like that. This is just my own personal bias. I kind of wish the Chainsaw Man Church wasn't so fucking batshit insane right from the start. I kind of wish he did. Yeah. I feel like we're kind of missing having him show up to the Chainsaw Man Church and within one chapter immediately reject it and like not join. I feel like it's kind of skipping over a lot of story potential because I feel like we were all we wanted to see him like interact with like the hybrids and like be a member of the Chainsaw Man Church and like see how that affects him. And it's like we're just not going to do that. Like he can still interact with the hybrids and the Chainsaw Man Church, assumedly are going to be like the main antagonists of this next little bit of the story. But it's like I wish it was a bit more in depth than just he shows up as like this sucked and then leaves.
Well, I feel like that's kind of going past the point because the whole where this story is going is really confronting Denji with his options and what he really wants now that he has like the actual ability to make choices for himself. And this right here it's basically forcing him to really consider what he actually wants out of life in this chapter specifically. That's the whole point of like the scales, right? You can be Chainsaw Man, or you can have all of the things you thought you wanted. What do you actually want out of life? And he's being confronted with these two things on very different sides. On one hand, you have the Public Safety Commission, who, you know, we already know their whole deal. And on the other side, you have this crazy-ass cult. And yeah, they're a crazy-ass cult, but they can also offer him the thing that he really, really wants to be. So, why I love this chapter is I think it made me really like, it really put into perspective what part 2 is about for Denji and like where his story is going. And I think that's really cool. Also, I like this new guy. Well, not new guy since he's just the flamethrower guy from part 1, but he's a new guy now. Yeah, I think I like how creepy he is.
I feel like because I agree with you, and then like I said, I'm not.
Yeah.
Again, like I get that that's what the story's going for, and I'm not saying that that's bad, but I feel like you could have had both.
Yeah, no, that's
true. You could have had him join the church for a little bit and then be tempted by it, and then ultimately decide what he wants. But instead, he just immediately kind of rejects it. And he's like, "This is crazy. I'm getting the fuck out of here." Which it is crazy. It is a cult, but it's like I don't know.
That's fair.
Personal bias.
I do think we are going to see him like really thinking about it though and considering it.
I guess technically speaking, he could just come back and join, right?
Yeah, he could.
Yeah, he can come back and join at any time. Yeah.
Like not that happening after this chapter.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't know.
Look at his face on page 17. Like he doesn't really know what to do, and then he panics and leaves.
Yeah, I don't think it would be out of character for him to come back and join.
Oh, I don't think it'd be out of character. I also don't. I think it's just like good. I was just gonna say I don't think it's out of character no matter what option he chooses.
Yeah, exactly. Because it is two things he really wants.
Yeah.
Like both sides are a part of him.
I'm open to either or, but I would prefer if he did join for a little bit.
Yeah, I think that.
I just want to see more of the church because I think the church is so insanely interesting to me. Like, I like that it's a cult. I like that they're crazy. I want to see more of the hybrids. I want to see Denji interacting with these characters, not purely from an antagonistic point of view. Because assumedly, if he just outright rejects them and doesn't join, then they're going to go after. They're going to go after, like he threatened Asa. They're going to come into conflict, right? And it's like, I feel like that's a bit more limiting. I would like to see him get to know them a bit better before the conflict happens, right? And that's more so just because I want to see the hybrids. Like, I want to learn more about them as characters, which you can get through fights. It's just,
I think it's because I would agree. There's still a lot of potential. Definitely not. It's not like gone or anything, but it is. I think that it would have been a bit more powerful if he got more settled in, and then it was like, oh yeah, and also we're batshit insane, because then like, I don't know, it's like because it's just like immediately starting off with this, and I feel like it kind of putting it on the back foot. And yeah, he can like join back in and get along with them more, but there's still that like level of this is fucking weird that holds it back, because eventually I think it inevitably he's going to leave. If he joins, he's going to leave eventually.
Yeah, no,
that's like inevitable, and I think that decision has a lot more meaning and like power behind it if he liked being there in the first place. If it's like, oh wow, this is great, and then he finds out that it's insane, and they're like, they want to kill Asa, and then he's like, well, absolutely fucking not. Even though I like this place, I'm gonna think more for myself. That's my character. Rather than like he shows up and they're immediately like, hey, by the way, we're fucking nuts.
We got niggas doing meth in the back.
It literally, they couldn't have been more crazy. Like, if they just fucking whipped out the tinfoil hats and fucking made them eat like backwards, upside down, like they literally could not have oversold it more. They're fucking insane.
They could not have.
Yeah, I mean, one way you have to. I feel like part of it has to do with the fact that they are in fact just made up entirely of students, so they gotta find some way of justifying that. And of course, like, I mean, I feel like we've already established that most of the characters in Chainsaw Man are like the background characters are just fucking dumb. Okay, like, I hear a lot of these conversations, and it's just like they're just fucking dumb.
It makes sense that they're fucking nuts. That's good.
Yeah, I like that. I love the church. Yeah, I love the church. I think that all of this is fucking great.
Yeah,
I kind of wish. I agree with you, Scott. I think a bit more time to settle in before he realized he joined the cult would have been a bit more shocking, because even if we as readers know that something's off about this place, it would have been nice to see Denji be not completely oblivious to it. Like, I think it would have been cool, like, because I feel like it would have been a bit more realistic if he like kind of realized like, this is a bit weird, like this place is clearly a bit off, but I like it here. And then he kind of settles in, and then he's like, oh, I made a mistake, this is a cult, I need to get out. That would have been, I don't know.
Yeah, like Chainsaw Man pacing is a meme for a reason, because it is like the basis of why the series works so well. It's because it is Chainsaw Man pacing. Everything goes so quick. But man, this is definitely very much a personal thing, but with the with part 2 in particular, I feel like we're kind of seeing a lot more of the downside of that, where a lot of stuff goes really fast, and as a result, it's still shocking and everything, but we kind of do lose the like chance of like a bit more narrative buildup because it's going so quickly. Because now it's telling a much longer story, like a much longer, bigger story than just part 1. That stuff all worked for part 1 because a lot of it was just the constant influx of like what's happening and like very intense character stuff. But now it's like a lot of plot things.
I think it's also just because sorry, continue.
No, yeah, I was starting to ramble a bit.
No, I was gonna say good.
No, let's keep doing this dance for a while. I think it'll be fun.
No, I'm not good.
I'm genuinely done. I was just like saying, yeah, that's all I had to say. That was all I was gonna say, don't worry.
Yeah, I'm done too. I have nothing else to add. That's my little 2 cents.
I was gonna say that I think what could also add to that is the fact that we have a lot more knowledge. Just because so much of what, at least for me, was like, what the fuck for like Chainsaw Man is just like that holy shit, what is going to happen next element. And even though we obviously don't know everything, we are a lot more knowledgeable than we were in the past. So that could also add to it as well. But yeah, overall, I thought this chapter was good. I definitely can see where you guys are coming from though, about wanting to stay here. Because I think that would have been, I would have preferred that too. Just sticking around in the church, meeting everybody, and then realizing like, oh god, because I really just like the idea of Denji of all people being like, wait a minute, this is a cult. Like for some reason to me that's fucking hilarious. So I would have preferred that definitely. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where this takes Denji, and more specifically where this goes with Asa, because she's like the poster girl of this cult. So how their paths cross after this is definitely gonna be interesting.
I really like, because Denji was like, he immediately knew something was off and was like,
Yeah.
questioning them, because when what's his name, the little kid was like telling him like, oh, the American ultraviolet ray weapon and yada yada, then she's just like, okay, like he doesn't believe him, but he's just like, whatever, he's still going along with it. I liked and he sees the chapel and he's like, the moment where he drew the line where he's like, this is too far, is when he realized he had to get married. Like it's like that's when it like snapped him back to reality. Is
Yeah,
like gonna get married. Like what?
Yeah, no, bro. I just came here to get laid, and I ain't even ready for this shit.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Shouts
By the
out,
way, fun thing. So the fan name for this character, the kid, is always been Bro Benny, right? Because
Yeah.
it's based.
Yeah.
The last name
We came up with
is
that on the
Higashiyama.
podcast. Yeah.
Higashiyama is the last name. That is Kobeni's last name too.
Yeah. So it's just been confirmed that they're related now, right?
Yeah, it's basically confirmed. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just confirmed.
Just neat.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think it was pretty obvious even without getting the last name, and these two were related. Like, it was.
I'm gonna be really honest with you, Zenith. I'm a fake fan because when I read the chapter, I didn't realize that I don't know Kobeni's last name. That because it's the reveal. You're like, his last name is.
But yeah,
Higashiyama.
Knew y'all wouldn't.
And I was just like, okay, what does that mean? I don't know what that is.
I thought you were about to say like that translates to something similar to Bro Benny or whatever.
Oh god,
That would have been hilarious. Shouts out, Bro
Nothing
Benny.
that fucking cool.
In Japanese, that means Kobeni's little brother. What?
Also, we're taking credit for the Bro Benny thing. We said it first on the podcast, so we're setting the fucking tone.
That's ours.
We said
We've
that.
learned
Yeah, we brought that up on the podcast. We started saying Bro Benny. That's ours. All right, we're fucking impacting the culture, boys. Look at us go.
Trademarked.
Yeah, trademarked and filing for copyright right fucking now. Right fucking now as we speak, actually. I can't see. Fuck. All right, I have to load up this. I gotta load up YouTube side of this. I was trying to look at your comment, Cyber Raptor, but by the way, the hybrid survived. Where's Reese? True. Where's Reese?
Yeah.
Also, Wet Napkin trying to bring up the true tribal chief Quan Chi. No, that's not Maki. She's trying to be though. I respect it, but yeah. I respect that though.
I do want to see Quan Chi. She's got to be there.
I do want to see her, but I was just like, Quan Chi, what? What was she? Crossbow?
Yeah, crossbow.
Yeah, it's never confirmed.
Man,
that's what she's like.
Fuck, he's afraid of
crossbow.
crossbows.
I mean, I'm not particularly fond of them.
I don't want to get shot.
I would like to not be shot by a crossbow if I'm being for real.
All right, well,
Yeah.
If somebody's pointing a loaded crossbow at my face, I'm not feeling very safe.
It makes
That's
me
true.
Confident.
It makes me think of the scene in Whole Cake Island with Opera and Nami where she's like tied up and he's like, all right, tell me where Lola is. She's like, I'm not going to tell you. And he's like, all right, this is how it's going to go. I'm going to shoot you with this crossbow until you tell me. like that's a pretty effective way to get information.
My nigga, I'm dying first hit. So if you want this info, we got to do a different route. I'm sorry.
You know that one Twitch stream where those guys got banned because they were drunk and they were asking like, could a crossbow like go through their closet door, and they had one of their cameraman go to the other side of the closet door.
Oh wow.
He got hit, but luckily it wasn't like there was no tip on it. So
Yeah. Okay.
But, yeah,
Wow,
it-
I
well,
did not
right
know
through,
that.
that shit
Holy
goes-
shit.
Yeah, but I have to imagine it still fucking hurts.
it did.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
He was out.
Well, you said they were drunk, right? So he's fine.
Yeah.
He's
Got
a
that drunk
trooper.
strength. Yeah.
Being dialed
Overall,
drunk.
good
that
chapters,
right?
fellas. Very good chapters.
This
Is
was
there
I
anything
don't
else?
know how chat felt, but I thought this was a really good podcast.
Yeah,
I really
no,
enjoyed
I like
it.
this
Yeah,
podcast a lot.
that-
This is a good one.
I think we had
Yeah.
a lot of healthy agreements, disagreements, a lot of jokes. I
True.
think this was a really fun.
Hey man,
Fun
no
podcast.
other podcast is doing it like us, man. Look at this shit. We agree, we disagree, and we're still together at the end, baby. Look at this. No other podcast is doing it like us. You've never heard
I
of
was
healthy
about to say-
discourse on the internet, baby. You've never heard of that.
I was about to say, like, I think most podcasts agree and disagree, but I was like, no, yeah, that
No.
last part.
Yeah, you've never heard this shit before, man. Look at us. We're setting the tones again, man. We're setting the tones again. Anyway, fellas, is there anything else you'd like to say before we get the hell up out of here, son?
What
Seriously,
chapter-
America's the freaking worst.
So
Get the hell out of here. You're looking at timeout.
Look me in the eyes right now. Watch Blue Beetle.
so
I can just imagine Ty just grabbing you
believe-
by the shoulders and telling you that.
Watch Blue Beetle right the fuck now.
so next week, I know for a fact we're getting a One Piece chapter.
Let's go.
We are getting a Chainsaw Man chapter in 2
Let's
days.
go.
We are getting a JJK chapter.
Let's go.
And
I'm
we
pretty
are
sure we're
getting
getting,
an MHA chapter.
yeah, we're getting one,
So it's
MHA.
full. Next week it's a full pod. We'll have
Yeah.
every chapter, and
Yeah,
the One
well-
Piece. The One Piece live action comes out next Thursday, I believe.
Don't make no
So-
promises.
sweet.
We could
Don't make no
probably-
promises.
We could probably talk about it a little bit. Those of us who
Okay.
actually watch it.
All
'Cause I'm
right.
sure not all of us are gonna watch it.
If someone here is planning on streaming it, then I ain't gonna watch that. I don't have the effort.
I mean,
I don't have the effort in me to pirate it, and I don't have the effort in me to ask my grandparents for the Netflix password.
You don't have the effort in you to pirate it. What kind of pirate are you?
No, Luffy would be so disappointed.
I'm Gecko
Damn.
Morio over here, dude. I'm looking for someone else to do that shit for me.
Apparently, and I know this sounds insane, people
Okay.
think it's good.
Hey,
People that have seen
good.
it think it's good.
It's really
so
good.
I guess we'll find out.
yeah, I hope
Yeah.
it's good, man. I want anything
I
One
mean-
Piece to succeed.
yeah, I mean, it may be a stretch to say, but this could actually be a good live adaptation.
I see what you did there,
Maybe.
Stretch. Haha. No one's gonna
Pun
laugh.
not intended, but I'm glad I made it anyway.
I don't. I don't
Any
know.
laughs in
It's
chat.
getting late.
Chatters, can we get a few laughs?
Well, that's my mama.
well,
I should be going.
yeah, I'm gonna get out of
Okay,
here. I'm gonna
alright,
continue
you sons
watching
of bitches.
AEW. All In is on right now. I'm gonna continue taking care of my dog, and yeah, shouts out, everybody. Take care. We love you. Hopefully, we'll see you again. Make sure you go watch Zenith's video and get his new bento box with his code, bro.
Yeah, it's sponsored.
Yeah, get
Ooh.
that shit. It's
Get
sponsored.
that shit.
Check that shit out. And we're out of here, man. Goodbye. Mwah. And good.